You're live now.
And hello and welcome to Ask the Unicorn. I'm Horror Z, and this is Kazi.
Hello, it's March 25th, 2015, and it is episode 63.
And as I said earlier, I'm Horror Z for those of you that have just joined us. And I will answer any questions of a metaphysical, paranormal, mystical, and spiritual nature. However, you all know that there are two types of questions that I do not answer. One is whether or not someone's going to die or whether or not someone is cheating. If you want to deal with that particular thing, then you ask those people directly. All right. Now, I'm hoping that we have a lot of questions. We don't at the moment, but hopefully we do. For those of you that want to call in as well, you can give us a call at area code 207-347-5618 as we are in 5686, excuse
Wow.
me. I have too many words going through my head all at the same time. As we are in Maine, and maybe you want to speak to someone who is a Mainer. If so, that's probably not me. I live in Maine. Okay. Now, before we begin, there are a couple of things I'd like to mention. One of them is please support your local filmmakers, independent filmmakers. I'm not talking about the guys who get $2 and $3 million to put out a load of crap. I'm talking about us that really don't have any money that want to bring you very good and wonderful entertainment. There are a lot of wonderful filmmakers that I know personally, such as Seth Roberts, there's Bill McLean, there's Gary Hauger, there is Kevin DeBacco, and Crosby Tatum, as a matter of fact, who is in the midst of doing a fundraising campaign for one of his films. And you might check that film out. What is it called? Confused by Love, I think it is. So you might check out his Kickstarter page. And if you can, make a donation. And that'll help him be able to realize his filmmaking aspirations as well. Now, for those of you that are in the games, we are playing Gears of War at the moment. Oh, I'm playing by myself. I'm playing, it is called Dying Light and Inquisition and The Evil Within. But Dying Light is an excellent game for those of you that are looking for something good to play. That's very involved. That'll take you a while. If you're looking to play with a group, I might recommend Gears of War because they've only made several games you can play together. There's also Borderlands. There is also Left 4 Dead, which is probably better than all of them. But Gears of War is entertainment. It's entertaining. I'm not much for Call of Duty because I think it's way overplayed. It's overdone. I'm about tired of hearing about it. And
I think you can play multiplayer with Dragon Age Inquisition.
Well, only if you have another game in Xbox.
You'd have to get it for Xbox.
Yeah. Well, no, you can get it for PlayStation 2, but you still need another PlayStation.
Not PlayStation 2.
No, not PlayStation 2. Who's talking about 2?
I thought you said PlayStation 2.
I did not say PlayStation 2.
Okay.
I haven't said PlayStation 2 since 2004. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What I might recommend is if you have people that you can play with them. I mean, for families, it's awesome when you have a game night and you can all play together. You know, it really kind of helps things along. Not only that, it's inexpensive and it's a good time. So you might consider doing something like that. All right. So if you have any ideas about any games or anything, you can also let us know here because we're always looking for something new and interesting. Also, if you have seen any new movies that, wait, there is a movie that I might recommend to you all. It is called Jinn. They spelled it wrong, but who cares?
It's out already?
Oh, yeah, I watched it last night.
I already told you about that movie.
What?
I told you about that
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
I saw it 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Anyway, I watched it last night. It's a pretty good movie. The ending is kind of crappy, but it was a good movie. Also, what was the other one that we watched? I can't remember it right now, but
one with Danny Glover.
Oh yeah, well.
Go something.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that interesting actually. I mean, Danny Glover is awesome, but I can't remember the movie because the script was crap.
It was an interesting concept.
It wasn't that interesting at
I
all.
thought it was. You,
I can't remember
you
it.
fell asleep.
Whatever. That's the whole point, isn't it? Anyway, if you find any new movies, wonderful. I might also recommend Interstellar. It wasn't bad.
Interstellar was pretty stellar.
Yeah, it was kind of stellar. Trying to explain a black hole, which is absolutely ridiculous. They go into the black hole and it'll crush you in little tiny bits. But you might check it out. I think it would be good entertainment for you. The whole idea is to try to find something that's not very expensive that you can be entertained by. I know that a lot of people think it's a good idea to go and buy $20 and $30 tickets to someplace, but I'd much rather just get on Xbox Video or Amazon if I want to watch a movie, or maybe once in a while go and see the movie in the theater. But if you wait a couple of weeks, it'll be out in video. So, make some popcorn or something like that and have it all to yourself without, having the whole theater and then somebody decides that just because you're sitting in the middle of the theater that they need to come and sit right next to you.
And mouth breathe.
Anyway, onward. As I said, I'll answer any questions of a metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal, or mystical nature. So, the unicorn is in. I'm listening.
Okay, we have one question.
Okay, what do you got?
From Denise or Dennis. No.
What? Is there an E at the end?
There's an E at the end.
It's Denise.
Denise. Yes, Denise. That's Denise. I'm sorry.
I did teach her how to read, seriously.
I had a moment. I had a really good dinner, so I'm kind of food drunk right now. Good afternoon. Good evening. I have created a paranormal investigative team. I have been doing this for 4 years. I've been told that I should not put myself out there and open myself to the paranormal world. Is this true? Am I putting myself in danger? I have had experiences my whole life. I have heard voices. I have had my deceased relatives visit me in my dreams. I've had ghosts materialize in front of me. I just want to know that I am not putting myself or family in danger. Thank you. I
would say that you're already out there, and listen, normal life is equally as dangerous. So when someone does that, it's because they're not really interested in your development or wanting you to find out about yourself. They're just interested in their own personality and their own fears, which have absolutely nothing to do with you. If you train yourself before you go out there and start dealing with these things, or you find someone that is capable of training you, then go for it. Especially if you already have some type of a gift to begin with. It would be a shame for you not to develop such things. We live in a society, unfortunately, that is very burdened by fears. Fear of the unknown, fear of the known, fear of each other, fear of ourselves. Find something to make you fearful of anything, and someone hopefully out there besides myself is willing to go and break those particular bonds. Listen, being a paranormal investigator, if you're serious about it, entails no more danger than walking down the street these days, okay? Or going to the store, or going to any event. The normal is just as dangerous as the paranormal. The difference with the paranormal is it helps you to increase your own intelligence. You can see, based upon things that you see on Facebook, that intelligence is not a factor in normalcy at all. But hey, if you want to entertain fears, I'm probably not the guy to ask, because I'm going to tell you to break your fears. I'm going to tell you to face your fears. I'm going to tell you to put yourself out there. It's the most amazing thing. There are people who say that they believe in God, but they're so fearful that they won't go out and find out whether something is God or the devil. It's just the most amazing thing. You people that are out there that are calling yourselves Christians, that are calling yourself believers in God, knowing that you are part of God's kingdom, for you to be fearful is an insult. For you to find some gift that someone has and calls it deviltry, or because you see something it has to do with Satan and not God, doesn't even have the possibility, you should be ashamed of yourself for even calling yourself a Christian or calling yourself a child of God. Remember, God is not that guy that you see walking down the street, but God is within that person. At the same time, God is going to do things not based upon your own expectations. So as far as fear goes, challenge it every single time. Fear is a mind killer. It will destroy every single thing that you are about. And the person that is telling you to be fearful is helping to destroy you. So if I were you, I'd be more afraid of that person that's telling you, don't put yourself out there, because they have an agenda. That's the way that I feel about it. So by all means, into the fray. I hope that helps. Anything else?
Karen Rideout just says, happy birthday and
Thank you.
hello.
Thank you.
Michelle
Hello.
is on.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
You know, it's funny. We had a great time in my birthday celebration. We went swimming, and we went swimming in like 10-degree weather. It was awesome.
Yeah,
It was great, but we were inside, so.
with super heated
Yeah, it was fun.
pool, and
It was really great.
the lodge was
And
awesome.
I have to say this, you people that think that your birthday is not important, you have to celebrate your birthday, okay? You have to celebrate the fact that you are here. You know, if you can get it off, make sure that you plan to get it off work. I mean, if you can make sure that you don't have to work. No one should have to work on their birthday. It's a celebration. We have so little. You know, you got to be willing to give yourself something. And I tell everyone that I meet, 364 days a year, I consider this world. I do everything that I can for everyone that needs help. On that 365th day, I am the most selfish son of a gun you will ever meet. But it's fun. It's my day. And you should all have that particular type of an attitude. Even if I'm celebrating somebody else's birthday with them, it is all about that person. You know, so there are people who say, oh, well, I was thinking I want to take you here. No, you don't. It's not on my day. You don't. If you're going to be around me, you will do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. Or take a long walk off with a short pair, have a Coke and a smile, and shut up. Okay? You know, so personally, I always think a really cool thing to do. But thank you for the birthday greeting and birthday wishes. And a lot of people gave me great birthday wishes, and I really am thankful for those. I had a good time on my birthday.
Yeah, we played
Yep, we played
video games. It's kind of fun to have everybody in the house on a headset playing one game. It's kind of hilarious.
You get him, frag out, do this. No,
I'm down.
save that
I'm
person.
I'm
It's
coming.
awesome.
There's too many of them. I'm out of ammo. Ammo over here. There's ammo.
So you might try it. And for those of you that have Xbox 360, and if you have Gears of War 3, if you like look on, well, I'm always the same person. I'm Unicorn Z1. So I'll friend you, and then maybe we can play together.
Excellent.
Okay. And what is that?
Excellent.
Okay.
Since we're talking about gaming.
What else do you have?
That's all I have.
Okay. All right. So, if you all ask me questions, I will answer them.
How about you talk about your low sodium bakery?
Oh,
Hey.
I can do that. If you all that are watching, you know that I am campaigning to start a low sodium bakery. It is called Daily Bread Low Sodium Bakery, and I'm campaigning on Indiegogo again because I really want to do this, and funding is very, very difficult for people like me because the banks think of reasons to turn you down. You know, even if you're sitting there and everything is wonderful, like we were sitting in, what was that? Devil Bank, TD Bank North. And the vice president of the vice president, was he the vice president? Yeah, he was, he looked over our application. I made enough money. I did all of that stuff.
Oh, the loan
Then,
officer?
then he finally called the other person, and without even looking at my application at all, she said no, just because I was sitting there, you know. And I'm going to tell anybody that is going to Bank North, if you don't look like they want you to look, they will refuse you. Seriously, they will find a reason to refuse you. You know. Anyway, so I just said, well, you know, screw you people. I'm going home. Anyway, check out my Indiegogo page, and if you feel so inclined, please make a donation so that I can start this low sodium bakery. There are a lot of people out there that are on special diets that can't have salt, and a lot of people that are just have bad reactions to wheat the way that it is, or gluten or whatever. And I'm looking to make wonderful bread that uses organic ingredients, and also, if I can, I'll try to get away from wheat altogether. That's rather difficult, but I can at least make sure that it's organic and untreated. You can't really hybridize. Well, you can hybridize it, but you can't really do any GMO things on it. But you can do things like spray it with pesticides, which is making a lot of people sick. And I have to say this. All around this world, people are getting rid of Monsanto. I have absolutely no idea. Well, I do have an idea, but I think it's absolutely stupid that America entertains Monsanto. I think that Monsanto should be put out in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle and forced to eat their own food. Okay? It's making people sick. It's causing people that have never had problems with food in their lives to have problems with food that they have eaten all of their lives. How this is passing by, how we are allowing these kind of things to happen is beyond me. But I do see why it happens. I see, because basically companies like Monsanto think we're stupid. They believe we're stupid because we make them think we're stupid. If you're continuously shopping at places that that their products are at, you can protest all you want to, but in the end, you're still going to that one store that has really freaky people dressed in freaky ways, and you're buying their garbage, which is making Monsanto and other companies like Monsanto rich. So they continuously do things like poison our food, make it so that you can't even have a real ear of corn anymore, or rice, or even know that you're having any kind of rice. Next, they're going to start putting human stuff in food, and you'll be munching on an old neighbor of yours thinking that it's a tomato, and then wondering why you feel so strange and have a craving for brains. So we have to get wise at some point in time and start booting these people out. I have made a decision in my life that I'm going to try to make sure that every single vegetable that goes in my mouth is organic, or at least I know where it comes from, whether it's organic or not. I think that if people are growing them responsibly and then they're making sure that the vegetables are clean, I'm okay with that, because not everybody can afford that organic seal. But there are tons of farmers around that are willing to feed you. All you have to do is go find them, okay? Instead of going to your Wally Mart, and I did say Wally Mart, just saying, and buying their crap. Oh, well, it's like 50 cents less there. Oh, yeah? Wait till you have to go to the hospital. It's not going to be that cheap. Just telling you. So if I were you all, we need to really start doing something constructively. I have to say this to that group that's out there that calls themselves anonymous. Okay. Okay, because I think it's really cool what they do. They use the whole Guy Fawkes thing and all that. That's really cool. But you know what? You people are totally ineffective. You're absolutely ineffective. So what? You hack a few computers here and there. You figured out a way to stop the chemtrailers? And I know if you think you're that important, show me something. Okay? Figure out a way to stop the chemtrailers. Figure out a way to stop Monsanto. As a matter of fact, the whole thing, when you're coming out and saying we never forgive, we never forget, expect us, I'm still expecting you. I mean, I'm all for you. I mean, whether or not people like that, that's their problem. But, I think that, we need to have someone that's out there trying to fight for us in that particular way to make sure that people are held accountable, as long as you're doing stuff to hold people accountable for bad doings. Now, you're totally ineffective. You just have to say, because you're not really doing anything important. You're going and hacking people's computers. That doesn't do crap. It really doesn't. You need to leave the doggone computers alone unless you can do something constructive with them. So I'm just telling you, because I'm not anonymous. Look, see this thing on my face? It makes it so that I can't be anonymous. So there's no mistaking me. But you know what? I stand up for people all the same. And I stand up for people in reality. I don't put a mask on. You know better than the KKK as far as I'm concerned. You're hiding. So just thought I'd say that. Although I do like you, I'm just letting you know. I'm kind of like this brother that is saying, dude, cut the crap. You got superpowers, use them. Anyway, so are there any questions at all where I piss these people off?
We have a request from Karen Rideout.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
She sends a prayer request for
Certainly.
a very sick little girl in the hospital.
Oh, what's her name?
I don't know. But would you like me to tell you what?
Yes. What's her name?
I don't have her name.
Oh.
Would you like me to tell her her ailments?
Yes.
It's a very sick little girl in the hospital with newly diagnosed diabetes, strep throat, UTI, and now having liver issues that may need a transplant. Please keep her in your thoughts and prayers for a successful recovery.
How about we do that right now? No better time than the present. So, Most Holy Father, Divine Mother in Heaven, I know it's Elohim, Yahweh, Adonai, Allah, Jehovah, El Shaddai, Lord Master. I come before you in the name and nature of the Christ I knew as Jesus, and I ask for healing for this young woman, soon to be woman. I ask that you remove all of those things that are causing her pain. I ask that you banish the darkness and negativity from her life and the life of her family. Revitalize her. Take away her torment. We all know that you have the power to do so. I ask that you allow no evil to come nigh her nor her dwelling place. That you guard, protect, and shield her against all darkness, all negativity, and all evil. Whether it be physical, mental, emotional, astral, etheric, spirit, thought, soul, financial, or health forms. Help her. Remove from her sickness. Take it away and let it never return to her. In the name and nature of the Christ I know is Jesus, I so ask these things. Please hear my humble prayers. So it is, so it is, so it is. Okay, done. Find out who she is, or her name.
I will find out what her name is. It's apparently a toddler.
Oh,
That's a lot to go through. We have another question from Michelle Ayat.
hello, Michelle.
She said, I had a dream where I myself was telling this military guy from my past I wouldn't take any more bull, and he cowered. Then I was nose to nose with another guy whom I've told you about before, and said to him, I don't like this particular part of him. I was very stern with these people in my dreams. Then as I awoke, I saw a bear. What does this represent?
That's pretty self-explanatory. The bear represents strength and steadfastness. So that was that part of that totemic that was helping you out. We've discussed your bear before. The bear is the one that's a defender. So pretty much it was your bear spirit defending you and standing up to those that were bullies. Well done.
Karen Ryot says her name is Willow.
Willow. I know Willow.
I know Willow.
I know Willow. Yes, I do know Willow.
Is it
Yes.
Elsia?
Murray? Willow Elsthea. Yes, I named her.
Murray? Is it Elsia Murray? Elsia Murray?
Yeah, Willow Elsthea.
Mm-hmm.
Harold and Felicia Murray, the parents.
We're asking if that is Willow. Same Willow. So we're waiting to hear back from
Yeah, I think it is.
Karen Rideout.
She's in my prayers, believe me.
And that's all for questions for now.
Okay. So if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask, you can contact us at www.unicorn-cove.com or www.asktheunicorn.com. You can also give us a call. We have this handy dandy little thing right here that you can call in and ask any question that pertains to the metaphysical. If you have a prayer request, not only will I pray for you, but also hand the matter to my prayer warrior, and
sorry,
she will do it as well.
it is not Elsia.
It's not Elsia.
It's another willow that is 2 years old.
Oh, well, the prayer is done for her. And I'll also hand that to my prayer warrior, and then she will pray on Willow's behalf as well. And keep her in your prayers as well. Now, many of you have heard me, those of you that have joined and heard me doing the prayer, this is the way that I pray. I always pray this way. For those of you that do not know, I am a universalist. However, I'm also very Christ-centered. And what that basically means is that the Christ that I know as Jesus is my center, my role model. Okay. Yes, I know that there is a God. I don't waste my time with beliefs anymore. I also know that there's a goddess, and when I am praying, I am speaking to both of those. Okay. I do not separate one from the other. I know what the names mean, and I talk directly to them.
We have a question.
Certainly.
Someone asks, what is a prayer warrior?
A prayer warrior is someone who stands in intercession for you, that can pray, that knows the way to pray for you and for what it is that you are doing. When I'm doing an exorcism, and it's an actual exorcism, I take a prayer warrior with me. The prayer warrior covers the area with prayer so that I can do what I do. And it's essential to learn how to pray. This is something that I have to get through to every single person. Prayer always works. At first, you may not see how it's working, but it always works. You don't have to learn a formal way of prayer. There are those that know the formal way of prayer. There are those that know how to say things in a certain way. I have trained one that does that. And she prays on people's behalf. She prays on behalf of myself. She prays on behalf of students. She prays on behalf of people that need prayer. Lane, come here.
We have another question. Does prayer have a different effect depending upon who you are praying to? Like, for example, what religion you are based in?
You don't have to be based in any religion in order to pray. I am not based in any religion. And prayer has different effects depending upon the prayer, not necessarily who it is that you're praying to. It all comes down to your point of focus. What is your focal point? Prayer is the movement of the Holy Spirit. However you see the Holy Spirit is between you and the Holy Spirit. So this is the thing to get very, very clear. When someone is praying, or someone does have a prayer, or someone is praying to who it is that they choose to pray to, that is their business. Okay, that is always their business. I may show a person how to pray, or may show them how to call upon a certain being or a certain presence. However, the moment that they have decided that they're going to pray to someone, that's between them and who it is that they're praying to. As long as it's something that works for them. Religion has absolutely nothing to do with it, really. Religion is one of the ways that people have learned to pray, and that's good. In that way, I have to, give religion its due. However, you do not have to be a part of any religion in order to pray. Understand that first and foremost. God was not a Christian. Neither was Jesus. So there is a goddess, although for many, many years, I guess, centuries, people pretended like there wasn't a goddess, which is absolutely ridiculous. But hey, we're in the 21st century now, and hopefully there are enough people that understand that God and goddess are one. And they don't have our issues, so they're not really interested in our issues. We like to separate ourselves one way or another, either by color, by creed, or even by sex, So I think that we are the ones that are lacking here. So if you have prayer and you're really sincere about your prayer, that can be very, very powerful. If you're just doing lip service, that's all on you. That has nothing to do with who it is that you believe in. But prayer has different effects depending upon your level of sincerity and the prayer that you're praying. There are ways, and if you consult that handy dandy notebook that I have that's called the Bible, you might learn one way. Just understand this: if you're going to the Lord's Prayer, you don't sit there and say, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come," etc. That was an instructional. Do you understand? That was an instructional. Jesus was showing you how to pray. Okay? And many people misinterpret it. Our Father. You say, "Most Holy Father, Divine Mother in heaven," who you know as. You talk to them. "Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Sacred is your name. Thy kingdom come." I'm speaking so that I can receive from you, and I will do your will. Thy will be done. I will do what you ask on earth as it is in heaven. And if you can, and I know you can, manifest that through me so that I can be heaven on earth. Remember, prayer is supposed to be transformational. You get the opportunity not just to transcend, but to transform yourself, and understand that the moment that you start to pray, you are the prayer. You are the one that is having the relationship with the Holy Spirit. You're the one that is having the relationship with divinity. Therefore, it's on you how you pray. So speak to, not act. You say, "Give us this day our daily bread." Please provide for me. Help me to provide for myself. I'll do what I can. Just give me some help here. I need some things. These are instructionals. Do you understand? Forgive us our trespasses. I know that I screw up. Forgive me. And in turn, I will forgive those that are screwed up with me. Lane.
We have another question.
Come here. Lane.
And she's coming. She's going
Come on.
underneath the table.
Over here. Yeah.
We have another question.
Sure.
And backtrack here. Her name is Willow Harrison.
Willow Harrison. Okay. Good. Thank you.
And next question is, let's see, what is the difference between praying and sending positive energy? Don't they both work the same?
No. Prayers are directed for. Positive energy can be indirect. You're just sending out positive energy and thought to someone. Prayer is an act. It is a focused and tangible act. They are different in that way. The results may be similar or even the same, depending upon your level of focus and concentration and your level, again, of sincerity. There are people who don't like the word prayer. I'm not really concerned with that. People who choose to say, "Well, I'll send positive energy." Why not just say, "I'll send some prayer," the way that I pray? Prayer has nothing to do with worshiping anybody or getting down on your knees or things like that. You can't do a damn thing on your knees. You pray, and then you do something. You stand up. Remember, we're all supposed to be part of divinity. That means that we're supposed to be family, not the slaves of God, not the slaves of the goddess. Only people who want to enslave or oppress ask you to get on your knees. Remember that. perhaps you may feel compelled to drop to your knees. That's something entirely different. But they're different in that way, and only in that way. Still, you're asking for positive energy. And if you can send positive energy, perhaps what you can do is pray to make sure that you are sending positive energy. It'd be very helpful, especially if there's someone that is in need of positivity. Make sure that you are first being positive yourself before you send them positive energy. And quite frankly, there's nothing wrong with praying. Remember, religion is not the issue. Focus is the issue. And most people have no focus. People learn how to concentrate. They think that focus and concentration are the same thing, and they are not. I'm going to concentrate on sending positive energy to you. That's great. I'm going to pray for you. Or I'll send a prayer. There are people that actually say things like, no, I don't want you to pray for me. That's their choice. That's great. And then you get even more arrogant people that say, well, I'm going to do it anyway. That's not what it's about. That's just stupidity. You know, if you want to pray for someone, pray for them, but don't pray for their demise. Don't pray for them to see the light. Don't be concerned for their mortal soul. That's stupid. Okay? If their soul is immortal, why does it need your concern? And it should be their choice as to whether or not they believe in something. And you nor anyone else has the right to violate that. So, pray silently for people. But don't pray for their demise because they're living the life that they are living. Pray that they have positivity in their life. It's as simple as that. Pray that they gain wisdom. But then, before you ask for that, see if you're the one that's being unwise. When people do things, I don't concern myself too much with what they're doing. It's none of my business, not unless it affects me in one way, shape, or form, or affects my family. That makes it my business. Other than that, I figure at some point in time, if they want my help, they'll ask for it. Or they'll do something that makes me know that they want my help. And then I speak to them directly. If they want positive energy and they ask me to send positive energy their way, I say, yes, I will do exactly that. If they ask me to pray for them, I will do that as well. So I guess at the risk of pulling hairs, or splitting hairs, rather, not pulling hairs, we split hairs, they're not the same. But they are the same. Hope that makes sense. Anything else?
Mm-mm. It's kind of quiet.
Well, you guys are very quiet. We've been away for a week and come back and you're all asleep. Hopefully you'll wake up. You know, another thing you might do is tell your friends about the show. If they have things that they are dealing with, be happy to speak to them about it. You know, this is my way of just giving to the community. You know, I've run Unicorn Cove now for 15 years, and I established the first school of metaphysics in Maine, regardless of what anyone says. And I'm quite proud of that. I worked hard to make that happen. Even though my school is humble, it is still my school. So this is my way of providing answers for people that have answers. Many of you have woken up. Some of you have had some experiences that you're not used to. So if you have questions about that, please feel free. I will answer your questions. I am that guy that can answer your questions. And I will do so very groundedly. I know what I'm talking about. Okay.
All right.
Lines are open now.
Call now. 207-347-5686.
So, while we're on the subject of prayer, you know, I have to say this to people. When it comes to certain things such as prayer, everyone has their way of praying. You know, I saw this one thing that said, you know, you can pray for me all you want, and I'll dance naked in the woods for you. Okay, that's great, but I'll probably, you know, if you're going to dance naked in the woods, there's a fair chance I might be there.
So there's a fair chance you might get shot.
Nah, not if I'm there. You know. And, you know, I'll probably dance around too. Probably not naked, though. The whole naked thing never did appeal to me.
It's too cold.
Or for right now, yeah. You know, which brings up another issue. Okay.
There's too many bugs.
I don't care about the bug. But, you know, I have to say this to guys. Will you people please keep your shirts on? Seriously. Okay? Seriously. Because half of you out there should never take your shirts off. Not. Okay? And the other half, just because you have muscles and all that is no reason for you to go yanking your shirt off. You know? I mean, girls don't get to take their shirts off. Why the heck should we? I don't even get that, but okay.
Different anatomy.
I don't care.
Anatomical features.
What's the big deal? Okay. The big issue is that women have nipples.
No.
Yeah, because that's exactly it. Because they go and they cover those things up and they call that obscene. But guys can do and show their little purple nurples all they want to, and nobody ever says anything about that.
Oh, you're talking about people like Little Kim who wears stars on her.
I don't care about that. No, you're missing my point. My point is this. If girls can't wear their shirts off, then neither should we get to. I'm just saying.
I don't want to.
Now, somebody might interpret that and say, you just want girls to walk around with no shirts on. That's not true.
Wait.
It's not.
What?
It's not. It's not true entirely. I just want there to be some form of equality. I say people keep your doggone clothes on, seriously.
Yeah, just keep your clothes on.
You know,
keep them on.
like you see these guys walking around in these shirts that they call wife beaters, and then they take their shirts off and they look like they were zombified because they got like ribs.
They need to eat a few cheeseburgers.
No, they just need to keep their shirts on. And listen, if you look like you have a t-shirt on when you don't have a shirt on, that means you probably should keep it on. Seriously. And this too. Guys, listen. If you have breasts, I mean like floppy breasts, can you please keep your shirt on? Seriously. And if you got like all of this hairy stuff on the back of your neck, again, keep your shirt on. Okay, and you know, with hair and stuff like this. Sorry, I'm Polynesian. Not much. Native. I don't have any hair. I'm just saying, but my shirt stays on. Ask her how many times she's seen my shirt off. And this is my kid.
Oscar.
Okay? I don't do stuff like that.
No, clothes.
It's not cool.
Always keep your clothes on. Always keep your clothes on. You don't know when you need to run away from zombies.
For reals. Some of y'all can't run. Just thought. Sorry.
We have a question. Let's see. Christoph Mandungo says hi. Hi,
Mandungo. How you doing?
Karen Rideout says, I see shadows all the time. I don't feel fearful. Could I see shadows of relatives and loved ones around me?
Well, that depends on whether or not they're there. You could be seeing loved ones around you, but loved ones that have passed on. And you could be saying that, but I can't tell you whether or not you are, or whether or not you can, unless I was there to see it myself, or unless you gave me something a little bit more. Do they speak to you? Do they try to communicate with you in some way, shape, or form? A lot of times you'll see shadows around you and they're just remnants, and other times they're actual beings, because we've been in a portion in our time that have brought dimensional curtains very close together so that they're almost bleeding through, but they usually come through as shadows. This is why I always find people that are ghost hunters so funny. Like you have to actually go around and hunt for ghosts. They're always around, and they're in abundance. You don't have to hunt anything. You know, I know that they're trying to get proof, and that's pretty cool that they're trying to get proof. Some people get proof, but it's not really necessary. You can actually get in touch with them all the time. All you have to do is pay attention. You know, but you can. There are ways. If you want to do, you say you already see them, perhaps the next time you should look for something that's familiar. And then when you find something familiar, focus on it, but be careful because you're talking about the spiritual world that can be formless and formed at the same time. There's no real limitation. So there can be things that will perpetrate. Happens all the time. That's why I tell people not to mess with Ouija boards. Think you're talking to your relative through this board, and you're actually talking to a really malevolent spirit, because that's what the board was made for. It's a contract that enables those people that are doing penance in the astral realm to leave the astral realm with you. It's dangerous. I don't care what anyone tells you. Spirit board, angel board, round Ouija board, triangular one, star shaped, you know, wisdom board. I don't care what they tell you. They are all the same. They are an insidious tool that should be destroyed upon sight and never introduced to anyone. They will cause you pain, and they will cause those that are around you pain. This guy that tells people, well, don't mess with them unless you're experienced. No, that guy's a moron, okay, to say something like that. You never mess with Ouija boards. I don't care who tries to talk you into. I don't care what store you went to and they say, well, no, this is called an angel board. You leave those things alone. Do you understand? They are harmful. They will find ways to hurt you. Those boards are a contract. You don't know what you're signing by moving that little dais. Yes, they do work. For those of you that are wondering, yes, they do work, but they will not work to your liking. So, try not to rant about it. Okay. So, what else have you got?
That's it.
All right. What time do we have?
8:47.
Okay. We still have plenty of time. So, if you have questions, or if you people just love my beautiful face and want to hear my voice, fine.
Wow.
Perhaps we should recite Shakespeare.
No. You should do your Edgar Allan Poe in your Scottish voice.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Whenever I'm reading Edgar Allan Poe, I have this thing to
Who?
this
Edgar.
Shut up. Every time I'm doing Edgar Allan
Poe.
Whatever. Every time I read Edgar Allan Poe, I want to read it in a Scottish accent.
Home Depot has that same effect too.
Yeah, Home Depot. This woman followed me around Home Depot because I was talking to Kazi.
In a loud Scottish accent.
And she says, where are you from?
Creepy.
Whatever. It was fun. So, again, any questions whatsoever? The name of the show is Ask the Unicorn.
Karen has a question.
Okay, what have you got, Karen?
She says, for instance, I will be watching TV and I can sense something out of the corner of my eye. I see a figure, and then when I look, it's gone.
That's because you're doing it direct. The moment that you go direct to something, your alignment will take over. In other words, most of your focus is here in the third dimension. It's really interesting how this works because your third dimensional focus goes right about here, but on the periphery, you're not really sure about what it is or able to define what it is that's here. So there can actually be a bleed through in your mentality. So the moment you focus on it, though, your third dimension will take precedence.
Yeah, it happens.
So the best way to do that, if you really want to try to focus, is half close your eyes. Okay, like half close them, almost like you're asleep. You're being sleepy, and then move very slowly. The next time you see something, don't just jerk, over because that's so beautiful. What was that? Oh, it's just my shoulder. The next time you just look very gradually and see how long you can hold the focus. If you move quickly, things are going to close. But if you just move slowly, keeping your focus very slowly, And then look as if you're looking at the side of your eye, then face it direct very slowly. You may get to see something. Practice this. It does help. Okay. What was that? You just looking?
Oh, that's rain. It's raining.
Oh,
Uh,
this is not snowing. All right, so
we have Manbungo wants to know, when is your movie coming up?
well, as a matter of fact, I just finished one of the pieces of, well, I'm finishing one of the pieces of music, which is their final victory thing. I'm looking to have it out by June, actually. The snow really slowed us down. It just really slowed us down. But I'm definitely releasing it this summer. So we're hoping to finish we only have like 4 or 5 more scenes to do, and then I can do the mountain of editing, and I'm pretty fast with that. So it will be really good. And we have to do the bad guy scenes, and I have a Japanese student of mine coming out so that I can cast him as the bad guy. And we have a lot of other things. We have to do the horse scenes again because they need to be more spectacular, but it's going to be wonderful. Thanks for asking. For those of you that would like to know about the film, it is called Falkir, and you can check it out at www.falkirmovie.com. And we're also raising funds for it because I'm one of those producers and directors that does not have money. So if you feel like you want to help support the film, please do so. Right, with the financial donation, we can use it, and it will go towards the movie. The movie is going to be wonderful. I've taken my time, and I really paid attention to detail as much as I possibly can. So I get to film maybe once or twice a week, and I use my time. So it's going to be a wonderful film. Check us out. Check out some of the pictures. You'll love the film when it does come out. Thanks for asking. Okay, what else have we got?
That's it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Well, then you should do a dance for them.
What kind of dance?
I don't know, tap dance.
I don't tap dance. I can just do a seated hula dance if you'd like.
Whatever. Go ahead. Should I sing?
Do you know Ulu the Heap Kika? You don't know that song. You don't know the words.
I don't have to. I can make them up.
Funny story.
So what do you all want to talk about? What would you like to talk about?
Brains. They're coming.
Whatever.
Fire sirens.
You ever find yourself wishing for a zombie apocalypse?
That's so bad. When you're like,
No, really, seriously.
Is it time?
Have you?
Is it here?
Have you ever just found yourself wishing for a zombie apocalypse?
I do.
You know. Anyway, you all are pretty quiet tonight. I guess what I should start doing is teaching topics. So here's what I'm going to do next week. Next week, I'm going to discuss astrology. Now, we started off on dimensions a little while ago, and we can do that some more because I'm always willing to discuss dimensions, but I'm also going to talk about astrology next week. For those of you that are into astrology, that really like astrology but don't know much about it, can you do yourself a favor and stay away from stupid horoscopes? They don't really do anything for you. They cast out a bunch of generalizations and listen to you say things like, wow, that's so right. Scorpios are blah, 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 blah.
Awesome.
Scorpios
are awesome.
Right. Okay.
Awesome.
It just depends on what else is in your chart.
Fairy woman. Ha 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 ha.
See, that's called loony.
Watching anime. Fairy tale. Awesome.
All right. Looks as though you all are out of questions for the night. Please tell your friends about the show. The more people that I have watching the show, the more people that I get to talk to, the more questions that are asked. The show is Ask the Unicorn, and I will answer any kind of questions that you come up with that have to do with the metaphysical, the paranormal, the mystical, and the spiritual. And you might get entertained if you watch us long enough. And I'll talk to anybody. For those of you that are skeptics, you are welcome to attend this show. Okay? Me, I do not back down to skeptics. In fact, I like skeptics. Skeptics are the easiest to convince. So there are people that you know that are skeptics that say things like, well, it's not science. Guess what? This is what I think about science, that kind of science that they're talking about. Science is slow, dim-witted, unable to see, and uninventive. That's what I think of that type of science that thinks that it has to prove something paranormal. It has no place in paranormality at all. Okay, coming up with stupid little tests. So, well, I'm going to press this light on this side, and you need to read my mind to see if I'm doing the same thing as you're doing. It's absolutely absurd. That's not how telepathy works at all. But hey, it's that really old guy that walks around tempting people with $1 million in bonds, saying, well, we'll do tests and rigorous tests and tests and tests. What do they say? We know that it's not an exact science. You're right. Being a paranormal person is not science at all. There's nothing scientific about it. It's not even not exact science. It just has nothing to do with science, but I'm sure they like to make themselves feel all important. They usually do. But then when you actually explain everything, or when you actually do something, they always try to explain it away. Like, you can get 100 things right, and if you get one thing that's not really wrong, but you just aren't sure of it, then they focus on that one thing and say, well, it's not really psychic because you didn't get that right. Happens all the time. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go this evening. It's been wonderful doing the show. I was looking forward to it tonight. I always look forward to doing the show with you all. Like I said, tell your friends. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you'd like to talk about a certain thing. You can always write us at www.unicorn-code.com or www.asktheunicorn.com. You can also get in touch with us on the Unicorn Code School of Metaphysics page on Facebook or in our website. And we'll be happy to answer any questions. I do teach classes on metaphysics, and I teach classes in paranormality, and I train paranormal groups. I do not teach for free. So those of you that say things like, well, it's just knowledge, so you should be, generous. And I've always been generous. I am a generous person. However, it is my business. This is not my hobby. This is what I do for a living. So, if you'd like to take classes, check out our website. It'll explain the prices of classes. I'll be happy to teach you. If you have a group of people that you are forming a paranormal group with, I will train you in the right things to do so that when you're out there, you will be protected. I also teach classes in psychic self-defense and physical self-defense. So let me know what your pleasure is. I will see you all next week on Ask the Unicorn. Thank you very much for attending. It's been a wonderful show. Be good to each other. And like I said, play. Do something fun with each other. Till next week, have a good evening. Unicorn out.